because at the end of the day, like I said, you've been around, you've been respected by a lot of coaches. I know, Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. Also, I've seen you with them in pictures and things like that. So, obviously,
Yeah.
like I said,
Oh
Bo
my
Mack
God.
and Red.
Yeah.
Um, so, just curious, bringing up Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin. Obviously, Tank is going to be fighting Lamont Roach. I think
Mhm.
Lamont's like a 11-time national champion. Doesn't really, I guess, amongst the casuals or maybe the potential that people see that Tank is capable of, they kind of start to try to separate the two. But everyone that I know in the boxing world has compared Lamont and Tank as actually a great fight. So, what do you think about that fight?
Um, I don't know.
Mhm.
We got to see. I'm happy for Lamont Roach. He's come up to the Philly area and got some boxing in. And anytime a kid get this kind of opportunity, it's always a cool thing.
Mhm.
This what we're in this game for, to be on the big stage, to make some money, and also to build a legacy for himself. The one thing I can say is I don't think he's gonna lay down. I don't know him personally, but I'm pretty good at telling things, being able to assess things about a fighter, and I think he's gonna fight. And I think he's familiar with Tank, so that makes the fight a little bit uh more intriguing. I'm not gonna cap though. I'm not picking him to win. I think
Mhm.
I think Tank is special. I
Mhm.
think Tank is one of the top 10 pound for pound fighters on the planet. I know people don't like when I say that, because of his level of competition, but I'm just going by the eyeball test. I think he's a special fighter. And I think that stylistically, it's going to be a tough fight for Lamont because
Mhm.
Lamont's kind of a pressure technician. He kind of like walks you down with a high VC guard, and he does little things like that. Lots of cute stuff, but I don't know if he has the physicality or the athleticism to deal with Tank. Tank's no joke, man, and Tank has seen that. He's from that area, so he's seen that a million times. Um, I just think Tank's special, man. I don't know if anybody could beat him right now, where the level that he's operating on. What he did to Frank Martin, and I was high on Frank Martin. Frank Martin also has a great coach in Derek James. I was like, whoa. If you remember, Karan was on that same card. So I
Yep.
watched that up close. And oh man, like they say like Tank um loses all these rounds, and he lets guys outbox him. Bro, he was putting some real pressure on Frank
Yeah.
Martin. Real pressure.
Off the gate,
He
like
was
first
cutting that
round.
ring down. Yes, he was cutting that ring down. He kept his hands in good place. He was hitting him to the body. Frank Martin ain't no easy dude to fight. He know what he's doing, and he's athletic. And I was like, whoa, we could stop saying that now. We can stop saying he hasn't fought any black guys. We can stop saying he don't cut the ring off. He wants you to come to him, and all this stuff about him losing rounds. He was making um, Martin work for those rounds. He was creating anxiety. I'm not saying I don't know what the scorecards was, but he was creating a level of anxiety in Martin that's tough to deal with. That's really tough to deal with when the guy is coming in that kind of way and you're not getting the reaction that you want to get out of him. And he's coming and he's chopping on you and he's hitting your arms, he's hitting you in your kidneys. Tank is a bad boy, man. Um, but that's why they fight the fights. So my opinion don't matter. Um, I think it's going to be a good fight whenever you got two hometown guys or guys that are from neighboring areas. I think Roach is from DC, Tank's from Baltimore, so that's a built-in rivalry. I think you always get a lot of pride, and where there's pride, people train hard. So I expect Roach to put up a great fight. But no, I can't pick him to beat Tank. Tank ain't no joke, bro. I think Tank might, man, he might be a top 5 pound for pound fighter. That's how good I think he is.
Mhm.
Only thing that will keep him off of that is his resume. Off the top of my head, what is it? Usyk in a way, but Bam, no, not top five
Crawford,
because then you got
Crawford.
I said, but I
Oh,
said,
oh,
but
my bad. Bud,
you
anyway,
got
Usyk,
Peter Bev,
Arthur.
and Bivol. He's top 10 for sure though.
Hmm.
And Tank ain't no joke, man. Tank ain't no joke. I know a great fighter when I see one, and that dude, he got some special stuff, man. He knows how to slide up on you, make you punch, little as he is, make you punch or reach for a shot, and then counter you and knock your head off. That is a special gift, man. Because most little guys gotta kind of just like wade in and just, and just try to get in. He'll slide up on you and make you punch, and then open you up and knock your ass out. And it only taking one shot. He's super accurate. And he's not just all left hand. He has a good right hook too and a good right uppercut. Um, I think he's the real deal. But I'm happy for Lamont Roach, and I hope that he gives a great account of himself, gets to keep his belt at 130 pounds, and you know, just take his career to the next level. This is a great opportunity, man. And he's saying the right stuff, and I can tell the kid's gonna fight his butt off.
Hmm.
And let's see what happens.
What do you think about his claims of potentially retiring? Is it you know, we see a lot of fighters recently kind of set it at like a younger age. Floyd originally did his retirement around 30 after the Ricky Hatton fight. Some people say it was to get out the De La Hoya rematch. Some people just said it was just to kind of reset or a good business move to come back, But what do you think? You think fighters now, especially like a guy like Tank, is more content with his idea of just being happy in life?
You know what, man? I don't know because I don't
Hmm.
know Tank. I've
Hmm.
never even met him before. I don't
Really?
know his personality. Yeah, I know Kenny and Calvin.
But even
I
on the
grew up.
same car, like you ain't never like brush
Nope.
like you.
I've been around them, but I've never like talked to him personally or anything like that. So I don't have any clue whether he was just talking for the cameras or is he trying to like, maneuver a big fight. I have no idea. So I don't know him well enough to say if it was just talk. But I will say that I think that fighters should always get out of the game a fight early than a fight late, taking a lot of punishment in boxing. Even my fighters, I could be selfish and be like, man, keep fighting so I can milk every last dime out of them. But I always tell my guys, just as a humanitarian, like, man, get out this game as early as you can. Do right by your money. Take care of yourself. You do not want to be taking punches in your mid to late 30s. I don't believe in that. Some guys like to stay on, and that's fine. That's their choice. They're taking the punches. But I'm a guy that says get out early, if you can, if you're financially stable. So if that's what he's choosing to do, so be it. It's a tough game. The Tank takes a lot of shit from the media. So I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if he walked away. And sometimes, man, sometimes that's just how you feel on that day. Sometimes you
Mhm.
just expressing yourself on that particular day, and you just feel like I don't need this anymore. You
Mhm.
know, I've said often that I want to be out of the game by the time I'm 50. I don't know what's going to happen by the time I'm 50, but that's how I felt on those days. Like I want to
Mhm.
get out. Sometimes the game can be frustrating to you. So who knows? Maybe he'll feel a different way tomorrow. But if he does get out of the game early, more power to him. That's a good thing. That set an example. You don't have to be in this game till you 40 years old. And also, hopefully, it'll start letting promoters let these fighters off the leash a little bit early and start fighting. Guys aren't even taking big fights now until they mid 20s. I mean, to their late 20s and early 30s. Where when I was a kid coming up watching boxing, guys was already great by the time they was 23, 24. We're in a totally different era. So it's frustrating to me watching a guy wait till he's 29, 30, 31 years old just to take a tough fight. That's really frustrating when I think a guy has talent. So maybe it'll set a trend with the promoters and they'll let these guys fight a little bit earlier than normal. But we got to see. We got to see if he does retire. Hopefully, he gets some of the big fights that the world has been waiting for before he decides to step away.